you remember when this happened, chums? Yes, you know the thing. When Meghan arrived earlier this year at, of course, the Invictus Games in Canada. And if you remember, right, she said very famously, it was good to be home. Well, don't get too excited, Canada, of course, because quite frankly, Meghan said the same thing about Colombia and Nigeria, and I think Malta, and is she now Irish as well? I can't keep up, as many of you know. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because Meghan used that platform to say, well, of course, she'd spent so much time there filming the cable TV series Suits. Well, you know, she had to say something clearly, and the bottom line is it resonated with a lot of the audience. I'm sure Meghan does have a lot of fond memories for the beautiful area of the world that is Canada, but do they have a lot of fond memories of Meghan? Let me explain. Morning, good to see you in the very heart of London. Can you hear Big Ben? That's right, you see, chiming away, and of course a staple of really England, isn't it? We all turn to Big Ben and Buckingham Palace at the time of things whenever there's a major announcement. I love watching those old films, don't you, when they show Big Ben and the cars just come zipping past here and the black and white, the police cars. It's just so atmospherical, isn't it? By the way, talking of history, on this day, did you know that this man first appeared? Yes, Popeye in a William Hearst newspaper comic strip. Now, points, what did Popeye like to eat? Yes, you remembered, of course, spinach. Made him big, didn't it? All the muscles popping out, that's right. And what was Popeye's girlfriend called? Olive oil. Yeah, you see, you're too good at this. It's fun though, isn't it? Can you imagine way back in the 1920s? And then of course, very quickly it became a very popular cartoon. Now you'll be singing the theme tune as well, won't you? Popeye the Sailor Man. Let's get back, of course, to your royal story of the day, this beautiful glowing evening here in the very heart of London. Now, this was interesting, as I said. Meghan rocked up, basically said, you know, oh, it's good to be home, you know, all that sort of stuff. And we were all supposed to believe that, you know, she cared. She was running late as ever. And if you remember, at this particular point, she wasn't down to give a speech. But Meghan and a microphone is like magnet and pins. You cannot separate them, right? If she's got a chance to speak, doesn't matter whether she's organised, ill-advised, whatever, she will certainly speak 100%. Now, where it got interesting was, you know, as we saw, the sort of thing in the Invictus wasn't exactly a glittering success. And as ever, they said she was only ever down to be there for a short period anyway. That wasn't exactly the remit on the original call sheet, right? But it didn't exactly work out very well. Now, what was interesting was, behind the scenes, of course, Meghan and her team were very keen to reactivate the connection for Meghan with Canada. I kid you not. As I said, she says she's got these fond memories. So much so that, you know, these things where they make them, and I think they're very clever. There's a wonderful one I do recall from a couple of years ago now about California, and it was all about the tourism trade and, you know, welcome to California, and it showed all the wonderful things you can do, the sun, the sea, the sand, the sights, all of that sort of stuff. Well, according to a source, apparently there was a conversation regarding that with Meghan Markle, who apparently could become, as ever we have to say allegedly, one of those ambassadors or indeed feature in that particular film. I kid you not. Now, where this gets interesting is obviously it will be very lucrative. And one might say, well, apparently her team think at least, that she's sort of synonymous with that particular area in the world. Is she? I mean, whenever I think of Meghan, I don't necessarily think of Canada. I think of a lot of things, but not necessarily Canada, as many people might suspect, chums, right? But according to her and her team, yes, she'd certainly be interested if they were to put some kind of proposal. After all, as I said, this meant a lot to her. And as the tourist season starts to hot up around the world and people still want to get people to come along to their wonderful areas of the world, well, who better than Meghan to, you know, help promote it? If you remember, many years ago, Marlene Dietrich did a very similar thing for an airline. I'm Marlene, fly me. And apparently that shot up by 90%. The thing is, can Meghan do the same for Canada? Well, she did say it was like returning home. It's a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Shaw, Parliament, London.